You remember, like, people, I'm talking to people who were like in our age, so
Almost 30?
in their 20s. You remember when we were watching, we were going to school and we had all those, political programs about, don't trust people in the internet, be very careful when you are using the internet, you don't know who is on the other side, you don't know what they can tell you. And I think that they should do those lessons to our parents and not to us. Because you never see like people in our age getting scammed like that. But people with the generation above. Hello.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
I'm Weronika.
I'm Waldemar.
Yeah, and today we are watching another stand-up by George Carlin.
Yeah. And I've seen that one, Weronika hasn't. And I don't remember. I don't know from which special it is. I don't think it's from a special. I think it was some kind of different event.
Was it?
Yeah, when he had made this clip.
But you have seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It was recommended to us a lot. That's why I pulled this one up, because a lot of people said to watch this one.
Yeah, I don't I don't really like this one. I mean, sorry. And it's a weird reason. I don't like how he looks in this video. I mean, in his every special, from the 90s until he died, he always looked the same. And I really like this style that he had. He looked like a mime. He was always all black. You could always only see his face and his hands. And the rest is black. He has black pants, long black
I never knew your fashion
shirt.
sense was inspired by George
No,
Carlin.
but in this one, he also is all black, like in all his specials. But with this jacket, with this, I don't know, he looks like an undertaker.
Maybe it was cold.
But yeah, but despite that, it's all great. But I don't like that he is looking like an undertaker in this video.
Now I'm not going to be able to focus on what he's saying.
You will see, it's really distracting.
Okay. Let's
begin.
begin.
Advertising. Quality, values, style, service, selection, convenience, economy, savings, performance, experience, hospitality, low rates, friendly service, name brands, easy terms, affordable prices, money-back guarantee, free installation. Free admission, free appraisal, free alterations, free delivery, free estimates, free home trial, and free parking. No cash? No problem. No kidding. No fuss, no muss, no risk, no obligation, no red tape, no hidden charges, no down payment, no entry fee, no purchase necessary. No one will call on you, no payments or interest till December, and no parking. Limited time only, though, so act now, order today, send no money, offer good while supplies last, 2 to a customer, each item sold separately, batteries not included, mileage may vary. All sales are final, allow 6 weeks for delivery, some items not available, some assembly required, some restrictions may apply.
I've never seen any other comedian who does this. I don't know how you even call it, but he has all those stuff memorized, and they have this rhythm, and he chose those words. They don't rhyme necessarily, but they have this flow, and I've never seen anyone else doing this.
Yeah, it's really good. And it makes sense that he also wrote the book.
Yeah. But I wonder how long it took for him to remember that. Was he like when you read, when you learn in the school, when you learn a poem to say it from the memory, was he like...
Maybe he uses some mnemotechnics. I don't know. But yeah, he's really...
Shop by mail, order by phone. Try it in your home. Get one for your car. All entries become our property. Employees not eligible. Entry fees not refundable. Local restrictions apply. Void where prohibited, except in Indiana. So come on in. Come on in for a free demonstration and a free consultation with our friendly professional staff. Our courteous and knowledgeable sales representatives will help you make a selection that's just right for you and just right for your budget. And say, don't forget to pick up your free gift. A classic, deluxe, custom, designer, luxury, prestige, high-quality, premium, select, gourmet pocket flashlight. And if you act now, we'll include an extra added free complimentary bonus gift, a classic deluxe custom designer luxury prestige high quality premium select gourmet leather style wallet with detachable keychain and a pencil holder. It's our way of saying thank you. And if you're not completely satisfied, you pay nothing. Simply return the unused portion for a full refund, no questions asked. It's our way of saying thank you. Keep your free gift. Actually, it's our way of saying bend over just a little further and let us stick this big dick into your ass a little bit deeper. Well, you know, whenever you're exposed to advertising in this country, you realize all over again that America's leading industry is still the manufacture, distribution, packaging, and marketing of bullshit. High-quality bullshit, world-class designer bullshit, to be sure. Hospital-tested, clinically proven bullshit, but bullshit nonetheless. And it always amuses me that so many people seem to think that bullshit only comes from certain sources. You know, advertising, politicians, salesmen. Not true. Bullshit is everywhere. Bullshit is rampant. Parents are full of shit. Teachers are full of shit. Clergymen are full of shit. Law enforcement people are full of shit. The entire country is completely full of shit. In fact, this country was founded by a group of slave owners who told us that all men are created equal. That is what's known as being stunningly full of shit. And you know, I think
He's really a joy to listen to, and I think because I always said I really like him. There are parts of him, of what he's saying that I don't always like 100% because they are small parts of what he's saying that I think would appeal to like a middle schooler that begins to think for himself. I'm trying to, if you can grasp what I'm meaning, I'm counting on our on our connection. That especially some of his bits on religion, which I agree with almost 100%, but some of them for me, I'm gonna sound very bad, but are not advanced enough. Maybe they're not so nuanced. Some of the stuff he says is quite simple.
Yeah, but you know,
no,
it's a comedy, not a TED Talk.
Yeah, exactly, and I really like it. I'm just saying that these are some of the parts that I like a little bit less, maybe, but I really like him. And in here, he just shows like how he's like an artist as well, you know? Like, it's funny because he just said bullshit 5 times in a row, but just the way he waves the words and when he talks about it, he talks about a kind of important issue, but he's funny, and then he also says it in such a nice way, and it's just such a joy to listen to it.
He is an example that you can use profanity and still create art.
Yeah.
That's what I get from that.
Yeah.
And I think people show their ignorance when they say they want politicians to be honest. What are these people talking about? If honesty were suddenly introduced into politics, it would throw everything off. The whole system would collapse. And I think deep down the American people know that. The American people like their bullshit out front, where they can get a good, strong whiff of it. That's why they re-elected Clinton. Listen. Clinton might be full of shit, but he lets you know it. Dole tried to hide it. I'm an honest man. Bullshit. Bullshit. People don't believe that shit. Clinton said, hi, I'm full of shit, and how do you like that? And the people said, at least he's honest. At least he's honest about being full of shit. It's like the business world. All businessmen are completely full of shit. Just the worst kind of people you could ever want to run into. Businessmen. And the proof of it is, they don't even trust each other. They don't trust each other. When a businessman is negotiating a deal, the first thing he does is to automatically assume that the other guy is a complete lying prick who's trying to fuck him on the deal. So he has to do everything he can to fuck the other guy a little bit harder and a little bit faster. And then, when it comes to dealing with customers, that's when you get the big smile. That's when you get the big smile. Businessman always has that big smile on his face. as he carefully positions himself directly behind the customer and unzips his pants and services the account. We specialize in customer service. You heard that? Now you know what it means. Whoever coined the phrase, "let the buyer beware," was probably bleeding from the asshole. Then you have advertising. Advertising is the businessman's cheaply dressed $2 blowjob. Advertising sells you things you don't need and can't afford that are overpriced and don't work. And they do it by exploiting your fears and insecurities. And if you don't have any, they'll be glad to give you a few by showing you a nice picture of a woman with big tits. That's the essence of advertising. Big tits. Threateningly big tits. And speaking of big tits, what about show business? Show business, completely dishonest, corrupt, and full of shit, but in a nice way. Plenty of expensive drugs and perverted sex. If you're gonna be full of shit, might as well enjoy your work. Then you have the media. Not just the news media, let's include them all. The media are almost literally exploding with bullshit because they're located right at the crossroads of all the other bullshit. The media are made up of equal parts advertising, politics, business, public relations, and show business. These people are sitting right at bullshit junction. There's enough bullshit in the media for Texas to open a branch office. And you still have enough left over to start 2 law firms and a Christian bookstore. Because folks, I gotta tell you, when it comes to bullshit, truly major league bullshit, you have to stand back in awe of the all-time heavyweight.
That's he's starting his bit about the religion.
You see?
Yeah.
But
it's much shorter.
because in this clip in the background it says 40 years of comedy, so maybe it's like chosen bits.
Yeah. What he's saying now is also from, I think, his book, and part of it is also in his last special.
Oh yeah. I wonder what he would think about what is going on right now, for example, of TikTok, because he said the media is at the junction of bullshit, and now you have all of that. You have a little, I don't know if it's true. I like to think you have a little bit more of free thinking because the access to education is so much greater. So some people choose to use this access to education, but then you also have fake stuff that people post as real thing. Then you have AI and deepfake, and it's just.
Much more
and and like subliminal advertising everywhere, and then just
and the biggest problem I think is you have much more exposure to all the things that other people created.
Yeah.
So by definition you will be flooded with stupid things created by stupid people, and people who will believe anything and they will post it, reshare it, share it. So I don't think it's like our generation or the next generation is dumber than the previous one.
No,
it's just because of the
different.
internet. You have much more exposure to that, and before it wasn't so easy for everyone to to make a video or create some kind of like a statement or letter, publish it.
On the good part, because of that, our generation is in general a bit more aware that what you see is not true, whereas older people, when they saw something on the TV,
but
they would think it was
problem
true.
I think the problem is the problem is the older people who are used to having their information picked like in the TV, and now they have all this exposure to all this stuff. Like I see this from like the generation of our parents or grandparents. They will see something on Facebook and they will like, oh, and they will share it to all the family members. You need to see that. And then you're like watching this like, no, it's a fake video. It was made like, I've seen this video like 7 years ago. It's a bullshit.
Yeah.
But for them, because they've seen it and it's like a professional video, It must be true.
It must be true. I have this with one thing. I have this with books. To this day, I mean, a little bit less because I start getting to like
if something is
podcasts.
written in a book,
Yeah,
it must be true.
Yeah, because I started reading, especially in a science book. Like if I read a book that's I don't know, a handout or like a guide to I don't know how to become rich or famous, I know that this is not true. But then I started listening to podcasts about like physics or and the cosmos and stuff, and then they tell you, yeah, there's this thing written in this book that's not true, and here's an article, another one, and a metadata to show you, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I didn't know you could do that.
But you know what?
Yeah.
I think a couple of years ago, when there weren't as many publishers, it was much harder to
More
print
verified,
bullshit
maybe.
because you had those people working in the publisher office. What do you call it?
Yeah, the editors, and they would read everything. Yeah,
Yeah, and they need to check that, and they were responsible for
maybe.
the fact checking. It was their responsibility. But now you can self-publish. You have all those small publishing companies that will print basically everything.
But I still have way more respect if something is bound in a cover.
Sure,
I feel
sure.
like it must be true. And then
But you remember, like people, I'm talking to people who were like in our age, so
almost 30.
in their 20s. You remember when we were we were going to school, and we had all those political programs about don't trust people in the internet. Be very careful when you are using the internet. You don't know who is on the other side. You don't know what they can tell you. And I think that they should do those lessons to our parents and not to us, because you never see like people in our age getting scammed like that. But people with the generation above, when you have all those instances when you have this guy from Nigeria sending you
Yeah, the Nigerian prince or someone calls you
messages on WhatsApp that you need to send this money because my family is in an accident, something like that. It's only them. It's the generations above, other generation that falls for that. Let's finish.
A champion of false promises and exaggerated claims, religion. Organized religion. It's no contest. Religion easily has the best bullshit story of all time. Think about it. Religion has convinced people that there's an invisible man living in the sky who watches everything you do every minute of every day. And the invisible man has a list of 10 specific things he doesn't want you to do. And if you do any of these things, he will send you to a special place of burning and fire and smoke and torture and anguish for you to live forever and suffer and burn and scream until the end of time.
But he loves you.
But he loves you.
Yeah, we saw this bit because it's on the video.
I think it's more famous.
He loves you and he needs money. He always needs money. He's all powerful, all present, all knowing, and all wise. Just can't handle money. Religion takes in billions and billions of dollars. They pay no taxes, and somehow they always need money. You talk about a good bullshit story. If I may be permitted a small pun, holy shit. Holy shit.
Yeah, thank you for watching this with us.
Thank you. And then like this one, like I said before, it's just really intricate what he said about the advertising.
I want to say because it's funny when you are watching like the same bit, but in a different scenario, like this one. You know the original one with from the show in the 90s, and now he says the same, but in a different place. And you noticed, and I have this especially with the George Carlin, like there are some things in his stand-up, like very little things that makes things much more funnier. Like for example, when he said about the just can handle money in the clip from the 90s, he does this. Just can handle money, and it's like a little thing, and it makes it so much funnier.
Yeah.
Like for me, the funniest thing that I the moment that I laughed most out loud watching George Carlin, because Carlin is not a comedian that you're rolling on the floor with laughter, but he has this bit about the similarities. We watched it, remember?
Yes.
And he is like the man and woman that look the same. And this short clip when he says, "Joey, how are you?"
Yeah.
It was for me. It was the funniest thing. And when he would do the same segment in a different scenario, probably he wouldn't say that because it's not that important. But it's just that little difference that makes the quality go so much.
Yeah, it's just that he really knows how to put all of these elements together, I feel like.
Yeah. And you can see how he has all of this, in his memory.
Because he transformed it was it's funny because it's like detached in your head because you can see these two things at the same time because he kind of transfers into that person. He has the same facial expression, he has the same inclination of his voice, but it's a little bit different and he's in a different spot and he's older, so it's
but
funny.
Also what I mean is that he's not very spontaneous. I mean, you can tell that he has scenario, he remembered all of it, he remembered all his lines, and he's saying them in the same order as he wrote them. And you can see that if anything would change, it would throw him out of the balance. Like when people are clapping in the wrong moment, you can see that he is like, okay, two steps back, I will start from the same point again.
So that it sounds good, yeah.
He never acknowledges this. He never pauses. He never says
It's
anything.
a different kind of comedy than some of the other stand-uppers that we watch because he has this performance and like you said, how he performs it's a part of it. How he says these things because they sound good together. Whereas like Jim Jeffries or Jimmy Carr, it's very important that they interact with the audience. Jimmy Carr especially, but
but Jimmy Carr is different because Jimmy Carr also remembers his joke to the core because he says one-liners. So you don't have that much leeway with one-liners. But also Jimmy Carr is, I think, the only comedian that I know that includes hecklers so much into his specials, into his comedy. And with Jim Jeffries is...
But with him, what I meant, I think, is that it's really important that you have the feeling like he's telling you a story and he's kind of telling it to you and it's kind of like your buddies.
Jeffries.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas you go towards George Carlin, like he's above you and he's teaching you something.
Yeah. With Carlin, you kind of listen to him like a priest on a sermon.
Yeah, exactly.
You know that it is written and he has something to say. It will take that much time. And you're just there to listen in that form that he wrote it. Like with the Tarantino movies, when Tarantino said that when he writes his movies, the scenarios, the screenplays for his movies, he pays his actors to say the lines exactly how he wrote them. He says that he doesn't appreciate people changing the script, and the way he wrote it, he wants to be acted this way. Okay. And with Jeffries, you can see that when he's he's making his stand-ups.
He improvises a little bit.
Yeah, he has those things that he needs to say in that particular way, but the other parts are just the story. So he knows how to tell stories, and he don't need to say them in the exact same way every time.
Yeah. Okay, thanks for watching with us. You can leave us a like, let us know if there's any other comedians you'd like us to check out, anyone new. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.